And this is what you
Snow
say,
side.
snow side, snow side, working on snow side user interface. Tell me now, I want to search for EMPLO. This is what concept, tell me. This is what concept?
Pattern.
Pattern matching. Nothing but what? Nothing but like operator. Okay, like operator. Okay. Now what happened? Now I want to get this. Tell me, I want to get this table and this schema. How to get it? Go for use database name. So dbt dev db. How to get the schema?
Schema.
Okay, use schema name. Okay, see dbt. These are the basic things you need to have understanding. Okay, so forward. Now in this database, in this schema, I want to find list of tables. How to find list of tables?
Show tables.
Show tables will give list of tables. But I want to get only starting with the and ending with the. You should go for what concept?
With the pattern
Like E percentage E. Okay, so I'm getting three tables, but I want to get only first table. How to get only first table? Anyone? First table only I want to get. How to get?
Limit 1 or top
Limit
1.
one. Limit 1 won't work here. Okay,
Top 1.
No, this is for what? Limit 1 generally for what? Select statement. This is not select statement. No, so it won't work. It will have 1 second. Okay, suppose what happens? Suppose I want to get the second record. How to get? It won't work. It won't work. Now see what happened? Simple thing. So the pattern matching only I want to get this record. How to get this record? Anyone? The pattern matching only. So by using pattern matching only, I want to get this record. Tell me. Fixed length. How to get fixed length?
Length
Using
of
using underscore.
Underscore. No. How many underscore? 5, 6.
6 underscores.
6 underscores. Okay, simple thing. No, so like whatever we discuss, we need to use the functionality. Now, how to fetch the data by using which concept? By using select statement. Select star from table name. Star is nothing but it's a projection operator. It's projecting all the columns and all the records. So this is so far good. Now I want to remove these 2 records. How to remove these 2 records? Tell me.
Using
How to
delete.
remove? Delete concept. So delete from employee where employee ID equal to null
Is null.
is null. Okay, see is null. Okay. So this is so far good. Now see the data. Now what happened? We're getting this record. Now C is the same use. Yes, important. So Control C, Control V, order by 1. What is order by 3? What is order by 3?
Column. Third
Column
column.
number
Third
3.
column.
Third column. Ascending or descending, sir?
Ascending.
Ascending. So see first column, second column, third column. By default and ascending sort. Okay. So this is so far good. Now tell me by seeing this data, what's the maximum value? What's the highest salary?
75,000.
Okay, so we did not. Okay. So let me make it. Suppose like I want to modify this data. How to modify this data? Update. Okay. Tell me now I want to get here 85,000. How to get here 85,000? Update employee table. Okay, set. Okay, set salary equals to 85,000 where salary is null. Okay, so this is normal behavior. Now see what happened. Now from here, what's the maximum value? 85,000. Okay, so what's the minimum value? 40,000. 40,000. Tell me what is the total value? So it's there's so many records, so we can't able to calculate. For this purpose, what I want to summarize the data, or I want to get the like maximum value, min value. Now we should go for what concept? Go for summarize my data. How to summarize the data by using which function?
Analytics.
Aggregate. Analytical for analytic analysis. Aggregate function. So Here you need to understand what now I want to perform summarize nothing but what from the entire table data I want to get maximum value. I want to get minimum value. I want to get total value. Now we should go for what concept? Summarizing the data. Nothing but suppose like I want to perform KPIs. What is KPIs? Anyone? Those are coming from Power BI background. What is KPIs?
Indicator.
So key performance indicator. Nothing but what? How many number of sales? How much total volume? Total sales. Now we should go for what concept? Go for aggregate function. You know what the aggregate function? We're having some
average.
Max, average, count function. So sum function, minimum function, maximum function, average, count function. These are the aggregate functions we are available in the SQL. So this is the same. Now see simple thing. Now what happened? I want to get the maximum value. How to get the maximum value? By using which function? By using max of salary. How to get minimum value? By using min of salary. Okay. Same thing now. I want to get average. How to get average? So average of salary. How to get total salary by using sum of salary. How to get number of records? Tell me. Number of records.
Count.
Count of star. Okay. So here point you need to understand is that what? So maximum value, minimum value, average, sum and okay, sum and number of records. Okay. Now I want to put proper heading. Tell me how to put proper heading.
Column alias.
Column alias. Okay, see max of salary. So, but I want to get 85 comma 085 comma 00.00. How to get?
2K.
Okay.
I think 2 char concept. So see, so 2 char of
9.
999999. Okay, dot 00. Okay, same thing. But here what happens? Spaces are there. How to remove the spaces?
Trim.
So by using trim function or replace function, we can go for the function. So far, okay. Now tell me 85,000 is dollars or rupees? How can you know? When you put rupees. Now tell me how to club two strings by using
Concatenate.
concat. So remember, whatever the concept we use, no, we need to make it usable. Then only our got that. So see, we are understanding separately, but make it as a statement. So it's the concept. So see, like this, we can able to understand. Okay, so it's the concept. Okay, same thing now. What happened? So controlling. Now totally, how many records are there in my table? Tell me totally. Totally 8 records are there. Let me take the screenshot. So concepts are simple, just you need to put efforts. Let me take the screenshot. Tell me how many records are there totally? 8 records. How to find total records based on which concept? Yes.
Count.
Count of star. So count of star. Now I'm using count of 2, count of 100, count of minus 100. Okay. So count of Praveen Kumar. Count of employee ID. Count of employee. Count of salary. Okay. Now tell me, now totally 8 records are there. What is count of star important? Tell me.
Total records in the
Total
table.
records. Total records, how many? 8 or 9? 8 records.
Eight.
What about count of 1? 1 or tell me how many records you get?
8.
Additional logic, 8. Huh? What about count of 2?
8.
Count of 8 only, yeah? Okay, what about count of 100?
That one also it can
That one
be
also, how
8.
many?
8.
8 only.
Yes.
What about count of minus 100? Tell me. So don't use my screen.
Praveen,
Ah,
except
except
count star rest all will only give which are not null column count actually.
no, wrong. Now tell me, what about count of Praveen? Wrong, sir. Tell me, count of Praveen Kumar.
8
One
will
Praveen
come.
Kumar. 8 will come.
Yeah.
So this one so makes Ravi somebody. Okay, so this one so makes everyone's please at 1 second. So don't use my screen. Okay. Now see what happened. Count of Praveen Kumar 8. What about count of? I'll explain. Count of employee ID. Any guess?
8. 6.
Ram, make a separate one, please. 6. Count of employee name. It is 6. Count of salary 8. I'll explain. Count of null 0. Now see what happened. So see here you need to understand what. So see very important. So compulsory question is it. So count of star or count of any number or count of any string. What it will give? Tell me. You total number of records. Nothing but what's the simple thing? How many records are there totally? 8 records are see. Count of star, count of any number, count of any string. Now see what happens. So see, count of star, count of one, it will give total number of records. But when I go for count of column name, what happened? It's giving 8, it's giving 6. Why see what happened? See 8 and 6. So see, this is very important. So whenever I go for count of column name, what happened? Tell me. So it is
Not null value.
considering only not null records. I'll explain, but it will ignore null records. Okay, see the same function. 1 second. Ignore null records. Now what happens? See, so when I go for count of star, count of any number, any string, what happened? Total number of records, nothing but what? Null plus not null records. But when I go for count of column name, what happened? So in the partition, see, when I go for count of employee ID, tell me how many nulls are there? So see,
Two nulls.
employee ID, no nulls, no.
No
So
null
totally
value.
null but 8 records. What about employee name? How many not null records are there? 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5, 6 records. If I go for count of employee ID, it will give what? It will give employee ID, give 6 records. When I go for count of salary, what happened? Tell me. It will give 8
All
records. 8
8.
records. So when I go for count of phone, what will you tell me? When I go for count of phone,
8.
no, count of phone.
6.
Phone.
6, no, it will
6.
ignore null records. No.
6.
So 6 records. Simple thing you need to understand. So count of star, count of any value, total number of records. Okay. So see, when I go for column name, what happened? Tell me, it will control in not null records. It will ignore null values. See, simple thing, what happened? So count of star, count of any number is giving total number of records. But when I mention column name, what happened? It is considering only not null record, ignoring null values. But what about count? Tell me, can I count null values? Huh?
No.
No. So see, null cannot be counted. So that's why what it will be. So always remember, always count function will give what? Will give a number. Okay, so that's what the function. 1 second, give 1 minute, please. Always remember what? Always count function give a number. It cannot be 0. It cannot be null. So see, so count of see what happened. Let me try one simple use case. You can able to understand. You can ask the question. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, see this one, simple one. Now totally how many records are there? How many records are there totally? 8 records.
8.
8
Tell me
cards.
count of star, how many it will give? Count of star?
6.
8.
6. 6.
6. Just not discussing.
8, 8, sir.
8 only, no? Count
Eight.
of star will give it you total number of records. Okay. What about count of ID?
6
Six.
records.
6.
So it will ignore null records, nothing but 6 records. Same thing, count of distinct ID, nothing but what?
4 records.
4.
See, let me help you. So see, don't get confused. So see, now I mentioned distinct ID. ID nothing but column is there. Column nothing but it will ignore null values. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many distinct records are there? 4 records are there. That's what the functional. Okay. Same thing will go for one more use case. Tell me, there are totally 5 records are there. Count of star,
5.
5.
count of one,
5.
5.
5.
count of middle name,
4.
4.
4.
4. Count of first name,
5.
5.
5.
5, 5, 1. Okay, so 5. Okay, so this one so makes us please. Okay. So this is same thing. Let me go for one more thing. Okay. So in my table, there are totally 4 records are there. Count of one, how many records for count of one? Count of one, 4 records.
4. 4.
4. Count of star,
4.
count of C,
3.
3.
3. Count of distinct C,
2.
2.
2.
What about count of null?
Null.
0.
0.
Null can, no, not always null will give you, okay, a number. It will be 0. Okay. Now see, if you give the wrong answer, see this one always will be wrong answer. See, 1 second. Now see the same thing. Now what happened where name not equal to apple? Now tell me how many cards will get? 2 or 3?
0.
2 or 3?
0. 0.
Why 0?
2.
2 records.
2
Two records.
records.
We discuss 1 hour for null answer. Tell me.
2.
2, huh?
Yeah, because it is count of star.
But what are the condition? Tell me. So name not equal to apple, true or false? Apple not equal to apple or false? False. Okay, what about tell me null not equal to apple?
True.
True. Oh my God. Tell me, we discussed 1 hour. Tell me. So null is a what value? Huh?
No.
Null,
No
null
value.
cannot be
There is no
compared.
value. How can you compare? Tell me.
Null cannot be compared with it.
So answer is 0. See, point to understand is that what, okay, see, remember, so nulls are very important. You are not getting confidence. See, null not equal to apple, true or false? Because you need to
False.
understand what, suppose like see, Praveen not equal to apple. It's a true condition because it's a value. But what happened, tell me, null can compare null value with any value? Huh?
No.
No.
No. It's a what?
False.
False condition. So see here point to understand is that what, okay, see, so we can't able to compare this value with the same thing. So here you need to understand what, so see null cannot be compared with, okay, with anything. Now what, now nothing but what, see, apple not equal to apple. It's a false condition, false condition, false. And again this is a false condition. It will be 0. Suppose like where name equal to apple, then
3.
where
3
name
records.
3.
3 records.
3.
Suppose like
3.
where name is null, then
2.
2. Where name is not null, then
3.
3.
3.
yeah. 3 or 2. Now
Not
remember,
null.
okay, so remember
3.
if you know the subject, no, the interview tried to ask you, try to confuse you, but you see what happened, you are saying correct. But if I am asking you, saying other answer. Tell me where name is not null. 2 or 3?
3.
3.
3. Okay. What happened? That's a simple concept. Okay. So this is the concept of what? Aggregate functions. Okay, let me help you one simple use case. Tell me now, I want to get the proper heading. How to get the proper heading? 1 second, let me take the screenshot. See, almost like, so what are the concepts we discussed? No, the same concept will be covered. Tell me, this is what, how to get proper heading?
Column.
Column alias.
Column alias. How to get the spaces?
Double
Double quotes. Okay. Now tell me, in my database, it is different, but I want to display differently. How to go for what concept?
2K.
2K.
To care concept. So far good. Now in my database, 6,000 is there, but I want to display 6,000.00. How to get
2 char.
2K.
to care? Okay. So in my database, status is Y. How instead of Y, I should get paid. How to get
Case.
case or
Case.
decode? Okay. So same thing now. What happened in my database? Null is there. Okay. In database, null is there, but I want display NA. How to get NA?
Case.
NAL.
Null
NUL.
handling, null handling, NUL. Same thing in my database, it's a number. Instead of null, I'm getting NA. Tell me it work directly. It's also null concept. Tell me, but what happened, Varka?
2K conversion.
Because so when you want to perform NUL, same number of. So what is the functionality?
Same data.
Same data type should be there. Now, how to convert number into string?
2K.
By using to char colon cast, we need to convert our number into string. This is the functionality. So far good. Okay. So this is so far good. Now what happened? Tell me 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. Now I'm getting 54,000. How to do addition by using which concept?
Aggregate. Sum.
Aggregate.
Some
Sum of-
function. But
sum of-
what happened? So this is fine. Now tell me there are 9. How to get 9 records? 9 installments I have paid. How to get 9?
Count.
Count of. So if I go for count of, shall be 9 or 10?
10.
10. How to get only 9? Count of?
Receipt
Null.
number.
Receipt number.
Count
Receipt
of
number.
receipt number or receipt date. So you need to understand what, when I go for count of column name, nothing but what it will be, it will consider only not null record.
Null value.
Okay. So this is the functionality. Now same thing, now what happened? 28/9, 28/10, 28/11. Only month is changing. How to get months to be added by using what concept? By using
Extract.
date add. Now we can go for date add. Okay, so date add, we need to add 1 for the pointer system functionality. Now suppose see what happened. I want to remove this record by using filtering concept. Select star from table where
Receipt number is null.
receipt number is not null. Not null. No.
Not
Not null. Okay, see this is the function. See, so by this use case, what happened? Whatever the concepts, tell me now. I'm getting my own record. How to get my own record? By using
Return.
no my one filtering concept. No filtering concept. Okay. Now supposedly if I pay installment, what will happen? A new record will be populated. How to get populate my database table? By using insert statement. Insert, not update. Insert. Now this data, how to get modified? Go for update concept. So insert and update. How to commit the data by using commit? Okay, how to fetch the data? Filtering concept. Here you need to understand. So table concept, DDL, DML, BRL. So column alias concept. Okay, see then what happened? So to char functionality, case and decode, null handling, and one more thing is that what? Conversion function. Okay, see aggregate function. So by seeing this use case, you should say this is the concept we need to work on it for the pointer. So this is so far good. Now come to the topic one more time. Tell me this is what? This is snow site UI. Okay. Commit yourself. Okay. Now what happened? Take the table. So select the stars from employee. It's projecting all the columns and all the records. Now one important topic.
Praveen, one question before going to concept.
Go.
What is the main difference between count of star and count of any number?
There is no difference for that. Nothing. It is the same functionality.
No.
Nothing, no difference.
Both.
Both are the same function. Now see what happened. Now see order by department ID. Now tell me by default, this is what type of sorting?
Ascending.
Ascending
Ascending
sort. Now ascending sort. Now what happened now? I'm putting, so this is multi-column sorting. Now tell me which one is the first preference? Department ID or salary, which is the highest precedence? First column or second
department
column?
ID.
So highest priority, second priority. Now this is by default what type of sorting?
Ascending order.
So see, simple thing what happened earlier. See what this is the single column sort. Now what happened? This is multi-column sorting. So with the highest precedence, this is the first preference, second precedence. Okay. Now here what happened if I don't mention by default what sorting? It is ascending sort.
order.
So department ID ascending sort, salary descending sort. Suppose if I put like this, now what happened? Tell me.
Both call one descending and other one ascending.
So department will get what? 300, 200, 100. Then, okay, then we can go for the functional. This is called as multi-column sort. So which is the first precedence? The first one, second one. So when both are same, it will go for next value. Okay, got the point. Suppose see, Zepto, Zoom, Zomato. So first one is what? Both are same. So next one, which one you should check? What? Which is the smaller value? Zepto is the smaller. So this is called as multi-column sorting. Okay, so it's the functional. Getting it? Clear? This is the concept. Okay, so this is the functional, the multi-column sort. Now, point you need to understand is that what from the entire column, what is the maximum value? 85,000. Now see, now from here, I want to get maximum value. What is the maximum value from this group? 85,000. From the 200 department, what's the maximum value?
59,000.
59,000. From this one, which is the maximum value?
55.
So see, now I want to get each group or each department, I want to get maximum value. Now we should go for what concept? Anybody go for?
Group by.
Group by.
Group by concept. See, one important simple concept. See, let me copy the same thing. Remember, whatever discuss, same thing will work in real time. Okay, so see, we'll work for procedures, functions. Now what happened? Let me go for max of. Now tell me what's the value you'll get. On the entire column, I'm getting the 85,000. But what happened? I'm putting department ID. Tell me it work or not?
Won't work.
So
No.
see now what happened? So it says something like issue. Employee department is not a valid group. Same thing now what happened? Control C now I'm putting something like max of department. Tell me it work or not? It should work. Same thing now what happened? Control C. Now what happened? I'm going for department. Tell me it work or not?
We don't.
So see here what happened? Simple concept. See, so see this is important. Listen. So select column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Okay, from employee table. Tell me this queries will work or not? It will work. Tell me these are aggregate columns or non? So these are 4 non-aggregate columns are there. Okay. It work or not this query? Yes or no? It should work. Okay. Same thing now what happened? Control V. Now I'm going for aggregate. It can be any aggregate functions. Okay. So max. So min. Max. Any aggregate functions. Now tell me now it work or not? Now tell me
work.
4 are aggregate columns. It will work. Got the point? Nah? It will work. Okay. Got it? So it will work. Now question is that what? Now see. Control C. Control V. Column 4. Tell me now what happened there totally. So 4 aggregate functions are there. Now what about this one? Last one it's aggregate, it's a non-aggregate column. Tell me it work or not? It won't work. So rule is that what? It can be 4 non-aggregate columns it will work or 4 aggregate columns it will work. Now see what happened. So 4 are non-aggregate columns, 1 non-aggregate column. So what the rule? So non-aggregate columns put in the group by class. Got the point? So see now what happened? Control C, Control V. Now what exactly we need to go for what? Go for
Group by
group
column
by
5.
group by column. It's a simple thing. What happened? Suppose there are 100 columns. So out of 100 columns, one column we did not mention. We should put in the group by class. Now see, they mention clearly. See, so see, if I go for min of department ID, it should work because 3 are aggregate columns. It will work. But what happened? So see, one more column. Totally 4 columns are there. Out of 4 columns, 3 are aggregate, 1 non-aggregate. Non-aggregate column what?
Department ID.
Department ID.
See in the employee table, department ID is not a valid group by. They mention clearly. In the employee table, department is not a valid group by. Now, what is solution to make it working? Simply put
Group
in a
by department
group
ID.
by department. Okay, so group by department ID. This is the functionality. Suppose what happens? Suppose I am going for employee ID. Okay. The employee. Tell me it work.
No, group
So see,
by
we should put the
department
so
ID,
non-aggregate we need to put. Okay, this is the functionality. Okay.
comma.
Now same thing. Now what happened? This is so far good. Now see the same thing. Control C, Control V. Now what happened in Snowflake? We can able to use what? So see, instead of mentioning the non-aggregate columns, what we can put? Group by. Anybody? Those know previous thing. Tell me. Instead of mentioning, I don't mention all the columns. Instead of mentioning what we can mention, tell me.
Group by all.
So group by all is the one feature available. So group by all. So non-aggregate column, we can able to make them functionality. Or is like one more feature is there what? Instead of mentioning, I can mention the position. Tell me what is the position of department ID? So first, second, third,
4,
4,
5.
4, 5. So this is the concept of the same functionality. So instead of mentioning group by columns, I can go for group by all, or I can go for the position. So this is the concept. Suppose like let me go back here. I'll try to explain. So I forgot my table name. How to get my table name back?
Pattern.
So pattern. Show tables we can. Tell me now requirement is that what in each year I want to know how many employees has been joined in the particular company. Tell me how to extract year. How to extract year.
That year from.
To care of DOJ, how to extract only put Y. Okay. Now what happened requirement is that what in each year I want to get. Now we should go for what concept? Go for So tell me count of will total number of records. Now tell me to work. What I should do? We should
Group
go
by.
for group by.
Two.
So group by same to care function. Got a point. So like say we can able to make it. So this is the concept of the same function. Getting a little bit clearer? So in each year we want to find same thing. If I want to get in each month, then what I should do?
To care month
So see, we need to go for so MON hyphen. Tell me to work. Same thing. So same thing we need to put MON. Like you say, we need to understand. So understand the functionality. What's exact requirement? So group by concept, we can able to make it work. So group by all. So group by position. So this is important. So we need to understand. Suppose let me go here. We see one use case. Somebody have any question? Go ahead. And also. So generally we'll use this one in the aggregate functions for generally for KPIs. Tell me how to get sum of amount. I want to get total amount. How to get total amount? Sum function. Sum of profit. Same sum function. How to get sum of quantity?
Sum of
Quantity.
Sum of item.
Count function. How to get average?
Average.
AVG.
AVG. Okay. Tell me sum of amount by state. How to get?
Group by state. Sum of group by state.
sum of amount group by state. Okay, how to get quantity?
Count of ID group by ID.
Come again. What do you think?
Count of payment mode group by payment mode.
Group by payment mode. Okay, sum of quantity. Okay, count of quantity. You're saying, huh?
Yes, count
Same
of.
thing.
Yeah.
How to get sum of profit by monthly basis? I want to get it.
2 char DOG month.
So we need to extract what? We need to extract month, no? By using 2 char group by. Okay, so same thing. Okay. So C is this functionality. Now what happened? Tell me now who will write this queries in real time? Which guy? Snowflake or Power BI guy?
We will write the
So
query and
we'll write the queries and we'll give to reporting people.
Okay.
Reporting people, they try to build the dashboards. Okay, see, ultimately what? So by using aggregate concept, tomorrow is analytical function. We are trying to build the queries and create views, and views will be given to reporting people. Reporting people can consume and they try to build the dashboard. So this is the concept of so aggregate functions. Okay, so group by concept. So group by all, group by position, we can able to make it work. Got a point? So think now you need to do task. Okay, so main thing is that what? Okay, so you guys are attending.